For over 2 decades, we've watched them grow up, fall in love, and build a family. Zach and Tori Roloff have been mainstays on our screens, sharing their most intimate moments on TLC's hit show, Little People, Big World. But in early 2024, the couple made a shocking announcement. They were done. The 25th season would be their last. This decision sent shockwaves through the fan community and immediately fueled a storm of online speculation. You've probably seen the headlines and the nasty rumors, with many claiming the couple's marriage was on the rocks. But today, we're cutting through the noise. We're going to break down the real reasons Zach and Tori walked away from the show that made them famous, using their very own words. The truth is more complex, more personal, and far more interesting than any rumor. Part 1, the why, the breaking point with the farm. To understand why they left, we have to go back to the issue that fans saw play out on screen, the future of Roloff farms. The dream for many fans, and for Zach himself, was that he would one day take over the family farm. It was a storyline that had been building for years. Zach and Tori made a serious offer to buy a portion of the farm from his father, Matt Roloff. But the negotiations fell apart in a very public and painful way. On their podcast, Raising Heights, Zach and Tori didn't hold back. They called the failed farm deal the death of a dream. Tori explained that the fallout from that negotiation was a major catalyst for their exit. She said, quote, "That was the nail in the coffin for me. I was done." They felt that the storyline was dragged out for television in a way that was unhealthy for their family's real-life relationships. For them, this wasn't just a business deal. It was deeply personal. The tension with Matt Roloff and his partner, Karen Chandler, became a central point of conflict on the show. Zach and Tori felt it was impossible to move forward and have a healthy family dynamic while still being forced to film about this painful chapter. They chose to protect their peace and their relationship with family over continuing the on-screen drama. Part 2. Protecting their kids from the spotlight. Beyond the farm drama, an even bigger factor was at play: their children. Zach grew up on camera, but he and Tori had to decide if that was the life they wanted for their 3 kids. As Jackson got older, they became increasingly uncomfortable with the pressures of reality TV. They've spoken about how they had to be mindful of what they said around their son, who was old enough to understand he was being filmed. They didn't want him to grow up with a camera in his face, feeling like he had to perform. They also wanted to protect their children from the inevitable negativity and judgment that comes from being on social media and television. Tori has mentioned that she wants her kids to have the freedom to be themselves, without the entire world watching and commenting on their every move. By stepping away, they are giving Jackson, Lilah, and Josiah the gift of a more private, normal childhood. Part 3. Reclaiming their own narrative. For any reality star, there's a constant battle between their real life and the edited version that makes it to TV. Zach and Tori were ready to tell their own story in their own way. This is where their new podcast comes in. Raising Heights is their platform. It's a direct line to their fans, with no producers or editors in between. Here, they control the narrative. They can talk about the joys and challenges of parenting, their life with dwarfism, and their plans for the future on their own terms. This move is about empowerment. Instead of being characters in a story produced by TLC, they are the creators of their own content. It's a way for them to remain public figures, but with boundaries that they set themselves. Conclusion: a new chapter, not a bitter end. So, let's circle back to the rumors. Is there a divorce on the horizon? All available evidence points to a firm no. In fact, their decision to leave Little People, Big World, seems to have been a move to strengthen their family unit, not dissolve it. By leaving the show, they eliminated major sources of stress, the unresolved family tension over the farm and the pressure of raising their kids on camera. They are now a united front, focused on their podcast, their family, and their future in Battleground, Washington. While fans will miss seeing them on TLC, this isn't goodbye. It's an evolution. Zach and Tori Roloff are simply trading the reality TV cameras for a microphone, and in doing so, are writing their own, much happier next chapter. What do you think about their decision to leave the show? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on your favorite reality families based on the facts. In early 2024, Zach and Tori Roloff closed the book on a massive chapter of their lives. After 25 seasons, they left Little People, Big World to find a new normal. Now, over a year later, the big question remains. What does that new normal actually look like? Welcome back. In our last video, we covered the why behind their exit, the farm drama, and the need to protect their kids. Today, we're diving into the what. What are they doing now in the summer of 2025? How have they adapted to life without the constant presence of a camera crew? Let's explore the new world of Zach and Tori Roloff. Part 1. Raising Heights. From announcement to authentic. Their first step away from TLC was creating their own platform, the Raising Heights podcast. When it launched, it was the vehicle for their big announcement. But now, it's the heart of their new career. The podcast has truly found its groove. It's a weekly check-in where they share the real, unfiltered moments of their life. They've covered everything you can imagine. Parenting milestones. They've talked about getting Jackson, who is now 8, ready for a new school year. They share the hilarious and chaotic reality of life with 6-year-old Lilah and a very energetic 3-year-old Josiah. Marriage and relationships. They're surprisingly open about the work it takes to maintain a strong marriage, discussing things like scheduling date nights and communicating through stressful moments, all things that resonate deeply with their audience. Fan interaction. They regularly do Q&A episodes, answering fan questions directly about everything from their favorite family meals to how they handle public outings now that they're off the show. This isn't just a hobby, it's their new job. Through sponsorships and direct engagement, they've turned their authentic voice into a sustainable business, proving they don't need a TV network to connect with their community. Part 2. A quieter, more private family life. The biggest change, by far, has been in their day-to-day family life in Battleground, Washington. And the proof is right there on their social media. The polished, storyline-driven content from the show has been replaced by something much more real. We see Zach fully embracing his role as a dad, coaching sports teams, and being present for the everyday moments. Tori continues to share her passion for photography, but her subjects are her own children, captured in natural, beautiful moments, not staged scenes. They've also continued to navigate their family's health journey with transparency. Zach's recovery from his shunt revision in 2023 was a major storyline, but now they share updates on their own terms. They've been advocates for dwarfism awareness, sharing resources and their own experiences in a way that feels educational and supportive rather than produced for drama. Part 3. The extended Roloff family dynamic, healing in private. Host. Of course, everyone wants to know about the rest of the Roloff clan. Has the family feud healed now that the cameras are gone? The answer is complicated, as real family dynamics always are. There hasn't been a big, public reunion. However, the focus appears to have shifted. By removing the pressure of filming, the priority has become the children. We've seen glimpses on social media of the cousins getting together for birthdays or holidays. It suggests that while the adult relationships may still be strained, there's a collective effort to ensure the next generation remains close. This is perhaps the most telling part of their new life. They are handling their family issues in private, the way most families do. It's a sign of health and a major step away from the reality TV model they grew up in. Conclusion: thriving on their own terms. So 1 year later, Zach and Tori Roloff aren't just surviving after reality TV, they seem to be thriving. They've successfully transitioned from being reality stars to being content creators and entrepreneurs. They've built a career on their own terms, fostered a direct and authentic relationship with their audience, and most importantly, have reclaimed their family's privacy. Their story is a fascinating look at life after fame and a powerful example of prioritizing family peace over public exposure. They are writing their own script now, and it looks like a happy one. Thanks for catching up with us on the Roloffs' new chapter. If you've been following their journey on their podcast or social media, what has surprised you the most about their life after the show? Let us know in the comments below. 4 years. We've watched Jackson Roloff grow into a bright, energetic, and incredibly resilient young boy. Since his parents, Zach and Tori Roloff, stepped away from the reality TV spotlight, they've shared their family's journey on their own terms. And just this week, in August of 2025, Tori shared a powerful update on their oldest son's health journey, one that showcases his incredible bravery. While any surgery for a child is a serious matter, the family's message is one of strength, resilience, and overwhelming pride in their son, who, in Tori's own words, took it like a champ. Today, we'll respectfully break down what the family shared, look at the context of Jackson's health journey, and celebrate the spirit of this remarkable kid. On August 9th, 2025, Tori posted a photo of Jackson in a hospital bed, looking tired but giving a brave thumbs up to the camera. In her heartfelt caption, she explained that Jackson had undergone a planned procedure on his legs. She wrote, "Our sweet Jackson had his third leg surgery today. It's a big one, but he took it like a champ as he always does." She went on to thank the incredible doctors and nurses and asked for prayers and positive thoughts for an easy recovery. Zach echoed the sentiment, posting a photo of him holding Jackson's hand with the caption, "So proud of my little man. The toughest kid I know." What's clear from their posts is that this was not an unexpected emergency, but rather another calculated step in managing Jackson's health. Their transparency and positive framing immediately garnered a massive outpouring of support from their followers. To fully understand the significance of the surgery, it's important to remember the context of Jackson's health. Jackson, like his dad Zach and sister Lilah, was born with achondroplasia, the most common form of dwarfism. One of the common orthopedic challenges for individuals with achondroplasia is the bowing of the legs. This condition can affect mobility and cause pain over time. Corrective surgery is a standard and proactive medical approach to straighten the bones, which helps ensure long-term joint health and an active lifestyle. This isn't about fixing him, but about enabling him to continue doing all the things he loves, especially playing soccer. This is Jackson's third procedure, but it's part of a long-term plan. His first major surgery took place back in November 2021, when he was just 4 years old. These phase surgeries are often necessary as a child grows to ensure the best possible outcome. Zach Roloff himself underwent numerous similar surgeries as a child, giving him a unique and profound understanding of what his son is going through. A family's strength and Jackson's unbreakable spirit. This is where Jackson's story becomes truly inspiring. His parents have never shied away from showing his determined spirit. We've all seen videos of him on the soccer field, running and playing with incredible passion. That passion is a huge motivator for these difficult procedures. The phrase Tori used, "took it like a champ," is the perfect description for Jackson. The family has fostered an environment where his condition is a part of him, but it doesn't define his limits. Zach's experience provides a roadmap for Jackson, showing him that he can get through these tough recoveries and come out stronger on the other side. By being open about this journey, Zach and Tori are doing more than just updating their followers. They are destigmatizing the medical procedures associated with dwarfism and providing a beacon of hope for other families in similar situations. They show that with love, support, and excellent medical care, these challenges can be managed with grace and courage. Conclusion: an outpouring of love and well wishes. The response to Tori and Zach's posts was immediate and overwhelmingly positive. Tens of thousands of comments poured in, not just from fans, but from other parents of children with achondroplasia, all sharing their own stories and sending their love. It's a beautiful reminder of the community the Roloffs have built. In their next chapter after reality TV, they've cultivated a space for real, meaningful connection. So today, our thoughts are with the Roloff family. We're celebrating Jackson's immense courage and wishing him a speedy and smooth recovery. We know that with his spirit and the incredible support system around him, it won't be long before he's back on his feet and chasing a soccer ball once again. Let's fill the comments with positive energy for him. Please share your well wishes for Jackson Roloff below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. On the surface, it's another beautiful family photo shoot. We see Zach and Tori looking as in love as ever, surrounded by their 3 incredible kids. But this post hit differently. The comment section exploded, and the sentiment was universal, echoed by thousands of fans. And it can be summed up in one simple phrase. Oh my gosh, they're so grown up. It's one of those moments that makes you do a double take. It makes you check the calendar. It's Sunday, August 10th, 2025. And it feels like we blinked, and the Roloff kids jumped forward 5 years. Today, we're not just going to glance at these photos. We're going to do a deep dive. We're going to unpack why these specific pictures are having such a profound impact on longtime viewers. We'll journey back through the years, revisiting the path each child has taken, from their televised births to the remarkable young people they are becoming. This is more than just a family photo album. It's a story about time, the unique nature of reality television, and the parasocial relationships we build with families we've welcomed into our living rooms for years. So, get comfortable, because we have a lot to talk about. Part 1. The photos that stopped us in our tracks. Alright, let's start by breaking down the photos themselves. Tori, as always, has an incredible eye for capturing these moments. The lighting is golden, the setting is natural and rustic. It's very on-brand for the Washington life they've built. But let's zoom in on the real stars of the show. Let's start with the eldest, Jackson Kyle Roloff. Look at him. He's not a toddler anymore. He's not even just a little kid. Jackson is a full-blown boy. He's standing here with a confidence that is just palpable. Remember the shy little guy who would sometimes hide behind Zach's legs when meeting new people? That's not the person we see here. This is a boy who looks like he's ready to lead his own adventures. The comments on Tori's post were flooded with reactions just like this. I saw one from a user named PNW_mama_2 that said, "I'm sorry, is that Jackson or a teenager? I feel ancient." Another, from Roloff fan_since_day1 wrote, "It's his posture. He stands like such a big boy now. The leg surgery was so hard to watch, but look at him thriving. So proud." And that's a key point we're going to come back to. We haven't just seen Jackson's happy moments. We've seen his struggles. We've seen the worry on his parents' faces. And that shared experience, even through a screen. Oh, Lilah, the journey this little girl has been on is just incredible. In this photo, she has this little smirk, this look that says, "I know I'm cute, and I run this show." The sass is real, and it is glorious. Her hair is longer, styled beautifully, and her signature glasses are perched perfectly on her nose. She's no longer the fragile-seeming baby we met. Remember the early episodes, focusing on her vision challenges, the discussions about strabismus, the process of getting her those first tiny pairs of glasses? Tori and Zach were so open about their fears and their hopes for her. They worried if she'd be behind, if she'd struggle to keep up with her energetic big brother. Well, look at her now. She's not just keeping up, she's owning her space. A fan comment that really stuck with me was from bookworm_Betty. Lilah's confidence is my favorite character arc in the LPBW universe. She went from being so shy and uncertain to this vibrant, hilarious little girl. You can see her personality shining through in this single picture. It's so true. This photo captures the essence of Lilah that Tori so often describes in her captions. Sweet, sassy, and incredibly resilient. And finally, we have to talk about the baby of the family, who is very clearly not a baby anymore. Josiah Luke Roloff. Makes seeing him like this, so strong and happy, feel like a personal victory for the audience as well. Now let's shift our gaze to the one and only Lilah Ray Roloff. It feels like we were just watching Tori's pregnancy announcement with Josiah. It feels like yesterday she was posting about his first smiles, his first time rolling over. And here he is, a walking, interacting member of the family unit. He's got that classic Roloff look, big, bright eyes, and a smile that could melt a glacier. In this photo, he's standing, he's engaged, he's looking right at the camera. He's a person with his own little budding personality. The shock with Josiah comes from the sheer speed. With Jackson and Lilah, we had years of the show chronicling every stage. Josiah's growth has happened largely post-LPBW, through the lens of Tori's Instagram. So the jumps in his development feel more sudden, more pronounced. One commenter, Jersey_guy_82, put it perfectly, "Whoa, hold up. When did Josiah learn to walk?" And he has teeth. The passage of time is just rude. It's a humorous take, but it hits on that core feeling. We see these photos, and we are confronted with the undeniable, unstoppable march of time. So, why does this affect us so much? To understand that, we have to go back. We have to trace the journey. Let's start with the boy who made Zach and Tori parents, Jackson. Jackson Kyle Roloff, born May 12, 2017. For fans of Little People, Big World, his arrival was one of the most anticipated events in the show's history. This was the next generation, the first grandchild for Amy and Matt Roloff, who was born into the full-fledged reality TV machine. From the very beginning, his story was intertwined with the central theme of the show, life with dwarfism. We watched Zach and Tori have honest, difficult conversations. Would their child have achondroplasia? What would that mean for his life, for their lives? Zach, having lived it, brought a perspective of calm reassurance. Tori, as an average height person, brought the anxieties and questions that many viewers could relate to. Zach, I'm not scared of it. I'm not worried about it. I'm proud of who I am, and I'd be proud to have a son who is like me. Tori, of course, you just want your kid to have the easiest life possible. But whatever our child is, we're going to love them and support them. When Jackson was born and diagnosed with achondroplasia, it wasn't a moment of sadness. It was a moment of acceptance and love. The show handled it beautifully, and it set the stage for Jackson's entire journey. He was going to be a Roloff through and through. His toddler years were a highlight reel of cuteness. We saw him say his first words, Dada and Mama. We saw him develop a fascination with airplanes and soccer, passions he shared with his dad. We saw his Baby J nickname take hold. He was the undisputed star of the show. But his journey wasn't without its challenges, and Zach and Tori's decision to share those challenges is a huge reason why fans feel so invested. The biggest one, of course, was the issue with his legs. We started hearing the concerns early on. Zach and Tori noticed that the bowing in Jackson's legs, common in children with achondroplasia, was becoming more pronounced. What followed was a multi-season arc of consultations, worry and tough decisions. Do they opt for a highly invasive surgery? Do they wait? What are the risks? As viewers, we were brought right into those appointments. We heard the medical jargon, we saw the x-rays, and most importantly, we saw the raw emotion on his parents' faces. It was a masterclass in vulnerable storytelling. This wasn't manufactured drama. This was a real family facing a real medical crisis. The decision to proceed with the surgery in late 2021 was a major event. Tori's social media posts during that time were filled with a mixture of fear and faith. She called for prayers from her followers, creating an even deeper bond. When she posted a photo of a groggy but smiling Jackson post-op, there was a collective sigh of relief from hundreds of thousands of people. The recovery was long. We saw Jackson in his little walker, pushing through physical therapy. We saw his frustration and his incredible resilience. He was just a little kid, but he handled it with a bravery that was truly inspiring. This is why the new photos are so powerful. When we see Jackson standing tall and straight, running and playing without any visible signs of pain or difficulty, it's not just a picture. It's the after. It's the culmination of that entire painful, public journey. We witness the struggle, so we feel an immense sense of joy and pride in seeing the triumph. Beyond the medical journey, we've also watched his personality blossom. He stepped into the role of big brother with such enthusiasm. He was so gentle with Lilah when she was a baby, and he's now the leader of the pack for both of his younger siblings. He's the one teaching them how to kick a soccer ball, the one leading them on adventures in the backyard. In the new photo, we're not just seeing a taller Jackson. We're seeing the product of all these experiences. We're seeing the boy who faced surgery with courage, the boy who learned to be a gentle big brother, the boy who carries the legacy of the Roloff family on his small, but very capable shoulders. The jump in his age feels so significant because his early years were so meticulously documented. We have a mental library of Baby J, And this new image is a new, more mature volume that has just been added. Part 3. The Lilah Ray Revelation, Finding Her Voice. If Jackson's story was about stepping into the family legacy, Lilah Ray's story has been about finding her own unique voice. Born November 19, 2019, she brought a new dynamic to the family. And like her brother, her journey with achondroplasia came with its own specific set of challenges that played out on our screens. From early on, Tori and Zach noticed something different. Lilah was a very chill baby, but they had concerns about her vision. This led to the diagnosis of strabismus, a crossing of the eyes, which is also more common in children with dwarfism. The glasses journey for Lilah became a central storyline, and it was so incredibly relatable for any parent who has had to navigate a medical issue with their child. The frustration of trying to get a tiny baby to wear glasses, the worry about her sight, the hope that this intervention would make her world clearer. Tori shared the struggle so openly on Instagram and on the show. She talked about the battle to keep the glasses on, but also the moments of victory when Lilah would finally wear them and look around, seeing the world clearly for the first time. It was heartwarming and real, but the challenges didn't stop with her vision. There were also concerns about her development. She was a bit slower to hit physical milestones like crawling and walking compared to Jackson. And her speech was also delayed. We saw Zach and Tori working with her, taking her to therapy, and constantly encouraging her. This is what makes Lilah's transformation so profound. She started out as this quiet, observant baby, seemingly fragile and facing a number of hurdles. The narrative around her was one of concern and gentle patience. And then the sass began to emerge. As she grew into a toddler, a different Lilah began to take center stage. This was Lilah the character, the girl with opinions, the girl who knew what she wanted. Tori's captions started to be filled with #SassyPantsLilah and anecdotes about her hilarious, strong-willed nature. We saw her relationship with Jackson evolve. She was no longer just his baby sister. She was his partner in crime, and sometimes his adorable little boss. The dynamic between them is one of the purest joys of following this family. He's the adventurous leader, and she's the clever, witty sidekick who is often secretly in charge. So, when we look at the new family photo from August 2025, we're seeing the full realization of that transformation. That little girl with the confident smirk isn't a surprise to us if we've been following along, but seeing it captured so perfectly in a formal family photo marks a milestone. The narrative is no longer Lilah, the one we worry about. The narrative is Lilah, the one who lights up the room. Her physical growth is obvious. She's taller. She looks more like a little girl and less like a toddler. But it's the non-physical growth that resonates. It's the confidence in her eyes. It's the way she holds herself. She seems completely comfortable in her own skin, a testament to the loving and supportive environment Zach and Tori have created. A comment I loved on the post was from a user called Lilah's_fan club. Every parent worries about their kids, but Zach and Tori had to do it with millions watching. Seeing Lilah, so happy and full of personality, is the best payoff ever. She is a little star. That's the core of it. Her journey feels earned. We saw the quiet beginnings, we saw the parental anxiety, and now we are seeing the incredible, vibrant result. It's a beautiful arc. And then there was 3. Josiah Luke Roloff, born April 30th, 2022. His arrival marked a new era for the family. They were now officially outnumbered by their kids, a chaotic and beautiful reality that any parent of 3 can understand. Josiah's story is different from his siblings for one major reason. The bulk of his life has unfolded after the Roloffs stepped back from filming Little People, Big World full-time. In early 2024, Zach and Tori officially announced they would not be returning to the show. This was a seismic shift for the LPBW universe. They had been central figures for over a decade. This meant that our window into their lives was changing. We would no longer get the curated, edited, season-long narratives. Instead, our connection would be through Tori's Instagram, Zach's more infrequent posts, and their own budding YouTube channel. This is why Josiah's growth feels like it's on fast forward. With Jackson and Lilah, we had weekly check-ins via the show. We saw the slow, incremental changes. With Josiah, we get updates in bursts. Tori will post a photo, and suddenly he's sitting up. A few months later, another post, and he's crawling. Then, in what feels like a blink of an eye, we get a video of him taking his first steps. This condensed timeline makes each new photo feel more dramatic. The change from the last time we saw him is always significant. This is especially true of this new August 2025 family photo. He's not a baby in this photo. He's a toddler. He's on his feet. He has a full head of hair. He is interacting with his family. For viewers who might not follow Tori's every post, and whose last mental image of Josiah might be from the final episodes of their run on the show, the change is staggering. He's a completely different person. Like his siblings, Josiah also has achondroplasia, a fact Tori and Zach shared with their trademark honesty and grace. They are now seasoned veterans in navigating the journey of dwarfism. Their approach with Josiah seems to be one of calm confidence. They've been through it twice before. They know the potential challenges, but they also know the immense joy. Their departure from the show means we see these challenges differently, too. We don't see the long, drawn-out producer-driven conversations. We get Tori's unfiltered thoughts in an Instagram caption. It's more direct, more intimate in some ways, but also less detailed. Josiah represents the Roloffs' new chapter. He is the first of their children who will grow up primarily off-camera, at least in the traditional reality TV sense. His life will be documented on his parents' terms, through a social media lens they control completely. This new photo is, in a way, a reintroduction to Josiah for the wider audience. It establishes him firmly as the third sibling in the trio, a walking, smiling, integral part of the family dynamic we've come to love. He completes the picture, and seeing him so big is a stark reminder that the post-LPBW era for the family is well and truly underway. So, we've looked at each child's individual journey. But let's zoom out and ask the bigger question. Why does this matter so much to us? Why does a simple family photo from a reality TV star evoke such a strong emotional response from millions of people? The answer lies in a concept that media theorists have talked about for decades, the parasocial relationship. And with a show like Little People, Big World, which has been on the air for nearly 2 decades, this effect is magnified tenfold. A parasocial relationship is the one-sided emotional bond that audiences develop with media figures. We feel like we know them. We celebrate their triumphs, we mourn their losses, and we feel personally invested in their life story, even though they have no idea who we are. The Roloff family is a prime example of this phenomenon. We didn't just meet Zach and Tori as parents. We met them as a young couple dating. We watched their sweet, sometimes awkward, courtship. We were guests at their wedding. We sat in on their planning meetings. We saw the family drama leading up to it, and we watched them exchange their vows at the farm. We were there for the purchase of their first house. We were there for the pregnancy announcements, the gender reveals, the baby showers. We were even, in a uniquely reality TV way, in the delivery room for the births of their children. This level of access creates a profound sense of intimacy and shared history. It's what I call the Truman Show effect. Like Truman Burbank's audience in the movie, we've been watching these lives unfold since the very beginning. Jackson, Lilah, and Josiah weren't just new characters on a show, they were the babies of the couple we had been rooting for all along. This is why seeing them grow up feels so personal. It marks the passage of our own lives as well. Maybe you were in high school when the show started, and now you have kids of your own. Maybe you were a young parent, just like Zach and Tori, navigating the same challenges. The Roloffs became a benchmark for time. Every new season, every new photo is a check-in. And when a photo like this new one drops, showing such a significant leap in growth, it forces us to confront the passage of time in our own lives. It's a nostalgic jolt. It makes us say, wasn't it just yesterday that? Furthermore, Zach and Tori's authenticity has amplified this connection. They chose to share the hard stuff, the medical scares with all 3 children, the raw grief of their miscarriage, which Tori wrote about with heartbreaking honesty, the family tensions with Matt and the farm, the everyday struggles of parenting, like sleep deprivation and toddler tantrums. By not presenting a perfect, polished version of their lives, they became more relatable, not less. They felt like friends, not just television personalities. We worried with them, and we celebrated with them. So when we see this new photo, we're not just seeing 3 cute kids. We are seeing the beautiful outcome of all those struggles we witnessed. We see Jackson standing strong after his surgery. We see Lilah beaming with confidence after her developmental hurdles. We see Josiah thriving, a symbol of the family's resilience and their new beginning. It's a testament to their parenting, which we have also had a front row seat to. We've seen Zach's patience and Tori's boundless energy. We've seen them create a home filled with love, adventure, and unwavering support. This photo is a snapshot of the beautiful family life they have successfully built, both on and off the camera. Our emotional reaction is a tribute to that entire, long, shared journey. The decision to leave little people, big world was a pivotal moment. It was Zach and Tori taking back control of their own narrative. While fans were sad to see them go, there was also a widespread sense of understanding and support. After so many years under the microscope of network television, they wanted to define their own future. So what does that future look like? These new photos give us a clue. They represent the family as they are now, in August 2025, a cohesive unit, happy in their Washington home, and thriving on their own terms. Their focus has clearly shifted to new media. Tori has cultivated a massive and loyal following on Instagram, where she operates as a very successful influencer and, more importantly, as the primary storyteller for her family. She shares the highlight reel, but she also maintains the vulnerability that fans have always loved. They've also launched their own YouTube channel, Raising Heights. While it's still growing, it offers a glimpse into their new reality. The content is less produced, more day in the life. We see them doing home projects, going on family outings, and answering fan questions. It's a different, more direct way of connecting with their audience. This is likely the future of how we will watch the Roloff kids grow up. Not in 42-minute episodes with manufactured cliffhangers, but in 15-minute vlogs and candid Instagram stories. It's a more modern form of family documentation. And what about the kids themselves? It's fascinating to speculate. Jackson, with his love for soccer and his natural leadership, seems destined for great things. Whether he pursues sports, becomes an adventurer like his grandpa Matt, or finds his own path entirely, it's clear he has a strong foundation. Lilah, with her burgeoning wit and charm, has a personality made for the spotlight, should she ever want it. She's observant and intelligent, and it will be incredible to see where her unique spirit takes her. And Josiah, the youngest, has the benefit of learning from his 2 older siblings. He is growing up in a house that is an established expert on raising children with achondroplasia with love, confidence, and a sense of humor. These photos signal a family that is not just surviving after reality TV, but thriving. They look peaceful. They look happy. They look united. They are writing their own story, and they are graciously letting us continue to read along, just on their own terms now. So, we come full circle, back to this one simple set of family photos posted on a Sunday in August. It's amazing how much a single image can contain. It holds the past, the televised births, the medical fears, the toddler milestones. It holds the present, a family of 5, happy and whole in their life in Washington. And it holds the future, the promise of what's to come for these 3 incredible kids. The shock we feel when we see how much Jackson, Lilah, and Josiah have grown is really a compliment. It's a testament to how deeply Zach and Tori have shared their lives with us. We feel like we've been there all along, so the jump in time feels personal. It's a beautiful, bittersweet reminder that life moves fast, and children grow up in the blink of an eye, whether they're our own or the ones we've lovingly watched through a screen. What an incredible journey it has been, and what an incredible journey it will continue to be. Call to action. But that's just my deep dive. I want to know what you think. When you saw these new photos, what was your first reaction? Which of the kids' transformations surprised you the most? What is your favorite memory of watching this family grow over the years? Drop all of your thoughts in the comment section below. I read every single one, and I'd love to start a conversation with you all about it. And of course, if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane and this analysis of the Roloff family's journey, please give this video a huge thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. Make sure you're subscribed and that you've hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of reality TV. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's been a pleasure to get nostalgic with you. Until next time, take care.